Hi guys, welcome to Go See Gail. Okay, so Don Lemon is in the news for plotting rage bait against nice God-worshipping people. If you don't know what's going on, then you're like live under a rock. But you know, Don Lemon's messing up again. And I picked this clip on Gutfeld because, well, it starts out pretty silly, and then there's a guy that used to work with Don Lemon for 3 years who sheds some light on what it's like to work with him, and I think it's pretty entertaining. So here it is.
Steve, so, he accuses the church of white supremacy. They went and found a church of white people so they could do that. And it's like he knew where these protesters would be, and he had donuts. I mean, this guy has got to be nailed.
So, Greg, I worked...
Not in that way. Not in that way, Tyrus.
I worked with this moron for 2 years.
That's right.
Which might make me dumber than Don Lemon. Does it?
Nah, it's impossible.
No, I'll tell you, the good thing, I was always thankful then and now for Don Lemon because he makes me look smart no matter what, right? I mean, I could have showed up to and I did his show quite a lot. I could have showed up for that interview fully concussed, and I still would have been able to outmaneuver him with ease. But in this situation, I think there's a serious point here. Imagine if we were to sort of flip the circumstances. Let's say that this were a Somali mosque in Minneapolis. Let's say a bunch of right-wingers decided to show up, some Proud Boys, and disrupt their service. They would be cuffed and stuffed and thrown away, charged with serious hate crimes. They'd never work again. There would be serious, immediate consequences. We need the same here, okay? Now, it looks like the DOJ is starting to get active, but we need arrests, indictments, handcuffs. It is not okay to terrorize worshipers during their service.
No
it's
handcuffs.
Not illegal. It's not okay.
Don't reward. No handcuffs for Don. That'll only make him do it more.
Well, I mean the metal ones, not the fuzzy ones.
It's pretty obvious that Don Lemon just isn't really making it out there. Even though he has money, I hear it's because he's sued a lot of people. He doesn't have the respect that he used to have. And he's, trying to scrounge up a story to get back into maybe CNN's good graces or somebody else. He's just digging himself in a hole, and Tyrus is going to further expand on that.
Found it to be profitable to be anti-Trump.
Yeah.
And he sold his journalist license for attention and fame and a problem-solving hero. And then he forgot. He thought because he had the two magic things in the box, he was black and he was gay. So he was always going to be the belle of their ball. And then he around because even if you're black and you're gay, you're still a man. And they didn't want a man. So CNN, and they cannibalized him. His own ate him. Now, most people, if you get bit by a dog, you will not pet that dog again. Don, he is convinced all he has to do is have one great story, and they're going to bring him back, and he's going to keep showing up, and he's not getting the story, so now he's helping create them because he just saw it happen. Some oppressive, slave-owning, teenage white kid exposed Minnesota's fraud, and he's on the news again. So that's all I have to do. So find the safest church possible, because he wouldn't have pulled that black church.
No.
He wouldn't have brought that to the Methodists. There's certain church, you go down to Alabama, try that, you ain't gonna happen. So he found the safest place. It was cold as hell, so all the men found ways to stay home to watch the game. So who do you have? He had grandparents, young children, and all the people they confronted were young and scared. He didn't walk up to a grown-ass man and say, "Let me." The preacher was literally out, and he was gonna let God handle it. But that is the desperate act of a man who doesn't know it's over.
It is over, Donnie. And it will be nice to hear Don Lemon STFU for a little while, right? STFU. So they have this new girl on there, and she's cool. She knows her stuff. She hasn't been very funny yet, so she's being serious about Don Lemon and his screw-ups, and then Gutfeld snags a punchline out of her.
It seems to me that Lemon is in search of recognition. Nobody cares anymore. So he's because the attention isn't coming to him, he's going out and seeking the attention.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes people say all publicity is good publicity, but I don't think this kind of publicity is good publicity, because what Don Lemon did is he went out and he terrorized not just Christians, but children. You saw them literally like shaking in fear and grabbing their parents' legs because they were petrified. And he did this one in the name of journalism. He said he was doing journalism. That was activism, right? Yeah. And the entire Democratic media apparatus is designed not to report on things, but to push the propaganda of the Democratic Party. So that's what he was there to do. And so it's a real shame that you have someone who once was platformed by a pretty big network kind of like hitting that bottom level and thinking it's a good idea.
Yeah, he loves hitting the bottom level. You know.
He said bottoming out. T. Okay, so what do you guys think about giving OnlyFans, like foreigners that are OnlyFans people? What do you think about giving them visas to stay in this country? They're going to talk about it here on Gutfeld.
A story in 5 words.
OnlyFans stars apply for visas, Emily. They are TikTok models, OnlyFans stars, influencers. They're applying for O-1B visas in record numbers so they can come to the United States. The visas were meant to go to people who possess extraordinary ability in science, arts, education, business, athletics, who demonstrate a record of extraordinary achievement in motion picture or television industry. But now it's OnlyFans models. Why not?
Yeah, so the argument is, I mean, who's not to say that they have extraordinary ability in the arts?
I mean, we let Ilhan Omar in.
If you subscribe, you probably see. And that. And then the other argument is it is not at the expense of those who are elite in their field of science and technology. So the good news is there's like plenty of room for everyone. And the argument, by the way, from the office there issuing the visas is they were like, look, we're not talking about the substance. Like, we're not here to comment on exactly what the substance is. We're just commenting on the fact that they actually do have millions of followers. They're elite in their field. It's a global thing. And the other thing is, if they change their residencies to here, that means they're paying taxes to here. So if anything, it benefits us to have them here.
Brianna, you've been covering this closely. Do you consider OnlyFans content extraordinary ability?
It depends. No, I'm kidding. I actually, sorry, my parents are watching this. I think this is a really good indictment of just how bad our immigration system is, because for a long time, people think that our immigration system, our visas, our citizenship, are designed to make it easier for foreigners, whether they're OnlyFans models or influencers, to come here. But immigration policy should always be to the benefit of the American people. I cannot think of a single legitimate reason why having an OnlyFans model or an influencer here would benefit the American people. Even if they're, giving us a bunch of tax revenue, we're more than just an economic opportunity zone, right? We have children to protect. We have a culture to protect. And having a bunch of, online strippers come in doesn't really help us.
I would like to push back, though, with what happened with Diddy. This is a whole new revenue for baby oil companies. So maybe,
Yeah, you got to talk about the secondary effects.
Yes, you know what? I now change my position, Greg.
Steve, when you think about it, we let in a lot of people who don't contribute, and you think about like the media and academic, we let in like scholars and reporters who do nothing, contribute nothing but negativity.
Right. Okay, but we shouldn't. Okay, there's a bigger point here. Worker visas need to go. All right, they all need to go. I believe immigration needs to go. Okay, it's time for a moratorium. I know that might not be a majority position, but regardless, the idea that we're letting in people whose special talent is getting naked is just, it's
harder than it looks, Steve.
It's such an. Now, I will say this, by the way, though. If we're going to have worker visas, which should be eliminated, if we're going to have worker visas, hot girls should 100% get preference. All right, when it comes to those worker visas.
Front of the line.
Because hot girl privilege is a real thing. White privilege is made up.
Yes.
Okay. Hot girl privilege is very real. These two lovely ladies know it. They've lived it their whole lives.
Yes.
Okay. That is real.
Yes.
All right, you guys, those are my Gutfeld clips for Tuesday, January 20th. I hope you guys like them. I will say one thing about white privilege. I don't believe in white privilege. I believe in pretty privilege. I believe in attractive privilege. I see pretty girls of all colors get the drinks or the money or the bag or whatever it is, or the gigs. It's not a white thing, but people like to come after us for it, and that's fine. Keep vilifying white people. We can take it. We're strong. Okay, you guys, this has been Go See Gail. My videos will not always be me taping from my phone. My laptop is in the shop and will be until next week. I think. So just hang in there with me. And I changed my whole flow as to what I'm doing with my channel. And it's going to take a while to build up, but I know you're going to love it. So thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hanging in there. And thank you for not leaving. And if you didn't subscribe, if you unsubscribed, that's fine too. It's okay. If you don't want to watch, it's okay. But I know you do.